All right, welcome back once again to another edition of Big Screen Small Talk. My name is Anthony Matola,
I'm Ryan Waltz.
and on this episode, we are going to give our Godzilla review. When did you go see it?
I went and saw it Sunday at 3:30.
A lot of
It's
people?
the precise time. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. And I don't know if it was the same people from Spider-Man, but I was in the same fucking theater, the exact same room. The guy right behind me, he must have just got out of a river dancing class. He was suffering from restless leg syndrome. Something was going on with this guy.
He was showing you his new moves.
Like, feet were on the floor, and I'm like, all right. Feet were up on the thing. Motherfucker. Feet were on the floor. I'm like, come on, just pick one. I don't care. Either way, just fucking pick one. I mean, from the beginning of the movie until the very fucking end.
At least he was consistent.
I guess. I mean...
3 o'clock. No, we went at Saturday at 10:15 a.m.
I know, you texted me at like 1, and I was like, what did I tell you?
Well, I mean, I didn't give you away anything. I just give you your first reactions.
The one word he texted me to describe Godzilla was fun.
And that was the word that I put on the Facebook page.
And I walk into there, and I'm like, all right, this is going to be a fun movie. And then his mom dies.
Yeah. What a waste of like an actress. Like Juliette Binoche is like she's a good actress. She's been in a bunch of movies. She might be an Oscar nominated actress. I'm not totally sure, but she's been around for a while. And I leaned over to Kristen and I was like, you couldn't just got somebody to, it was my first big break. Here's Juliette Binoche. She has 4 lines and then she dies early. First off, love the movie.
Yes.
Absolutely was over the moon about the movie. Completely went over any expectations that I had for it. I was expecting to be pleased with it, but I wasn't expecting to be to feel the way that I do about the movie.
Yeah. Godzilla, they nailed it. They made me... I've never been a Godzilla fan.
Yeah, me neither.
I've never seen... Outside of the Godzilla 2000, I've never seen a Godzilla film.
Never?
No.
I've seen a couple when I was a kid.
So I know
like
a little bit about the mythology, just vague things. And now I'm like, I got to go back. I got to watch all of this.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, I would love to go and get some of the older ones and go and watch them.
Well, they just released them all on Blu-ray.
I know. It was so good. Did you notice they just released it online today? I was the first thing I was like, this is really cool. And it's so stupid, but it pulled me in instantly. When the movie starts and they're doing the opening credits and they're showing like directed by and starring so and so and so and so.
Yeah.
They're redacting.
Yeah.
They released what was on the redacted things today, like the stuff that was. I thought that was a cool little.
No, I thought that was a really
thing.
cool animation.
Yeah, well, I mean, you knew
setting
that
up
it was
the story.
This beast has been there for forever, and that then we've known about it, which is what was nuts. And I don't know, I dug the movie. I really dug the movie. Made a shit ton of money. They've already greenlit the sequel, and I guess we should start the review from the beginning.
Well, I mean, I kind of already mentioned the very intro.
Yeah, and it's Bryan Cranston's birthday. He's I'm not quite sure what he's a scientist, right?
Of
nuclear
something.
Stuff. I don't know.
Well, he works at a nuclear plant.
Yeah, in Japan, I'm assuming. I don't know.
Yeah, it was in Japan.
It was in Japan, and he goes to work.
That was one thing about the movie. They really kept you up to date on where they were. It seemed like every 10 minutes they're like Oakland, like you knew they were in California, but they had to specify. There was
a couple obscure places too. It was like, where the hell is that?
I'm like, why do I need to know that?
The 4 people in that little town, like, yeah, Godzilla. There's an outbreak, a contamination. Juliette Binoche's character, who is married to Michael Cranston.
Cranston?
Brian. I was saying that all fucking weekend. Excuse me, Bryan Cranston.
Who's Michael Cranston?
I don't know. I don't think there might not be a Michael Cranston. So she ends up dying.
He's a listener to the show now. He loves this show.
Please listen, Michael. We love you. She ends up dying due to this outbreak or whatever.
It's a very intense scene. What a way to open the movie.
Yeah, when that door shuts. And I mean, I felt like the first 10 minutes of the movie was the whole trailer, which I loved. After watching the movie, I totally loved the way they cut that trailer. There was no misrepresentation. There was no spoilers.
No,
there
I
was
mean,
no
if anything,
nothing.
they really kept a lot out.
They made it feel like it was a different. What we saw was different than from what I felt like the trailers were leading us to. Anyway, I thought Bryan Cranston was going to be the whole movie, And I mean, he wasn't. I was a little disappointed about that. But I mean, Godzilla was the star. It was.
Everyone's upset about these characters, but let's be real. The name of the movie is Godzilla.
Yeah, that was the one thing. Like, if I have to be nitpicky and say what I didn't like, I thought Aaron Taylor Johnson. I don't know. It's not that I didn't care about him, and it's not that he was bad in the movie, but he was just there. You know, he was in the train.
These were events that were happening to him. He wasn't so much the story itself.
Yeah, he just happened to be around these things that has like a really bad case, a terrible case of bad luck. He was just in all these bad spots. But I mean, he wasn't bad. Elizabeth Olsen, I thought was, I don't know, she was
sexy.
All right. I said that to Chris. I was like, man, she got the good looking gene. That or she eats. And the other two, she eats all the other girls' food. But so yeah, Juliette Binoche dies, and then they fast forward like 15 years in the future, and
I think you nailed that number perfectly. It was 15 years.
And then Aaron Taylor Johnson is returning home from the military, where he's this bomb expert. He puts them together, or he disarms them or something.
He disarms them. He's an explosive. Oh my God! Now I'm upset. I can't remember it.
I forget the exact title, but that's what bothered me, because I mean, I thought that was like, I mean, they were just telling you there's gonna be something that happens later on. You're gonna need to know what he does, because
just
if he didn't do this,
in case you didn't know,
if he didn't do this job, he wouldn't need to be in the movie. He gets home and sees his son and his wife, and the phone rings at the house right before they're about to get the welcome home sex on, and his dad
talk
is
about
in
a
the
case
prison.
of blue balls.
Yeah, that sucked. I got to go to Okinawa. Sorry. What?
I'm like, there's no way the flight's leaving right this second.
Yeah,
like,
he was ready to go. Like, I'm ready to go. I'm on the plane.
What are you gonna do? Go sit at the fucking airport
Yeah.
for like 5? There's no way there's a flight leaving right then.
I'll leave in the morning
for Japan.
We could do this. I'll leave in the morning and get this in. So he apparently gets to Okinawa in 5 minutes.
2:15 in the morning. I gotta go.
I'll be right there. And turns out that he now is the site. Hop a ride on Godzilla.
Oh no, he probably called the military, because they just give everybody rides.
Yeah, that's how it works.
At the end of the movie, when everybody's like, "Hey, I'm in the military," they're like, "Okay, just hop in the." They didn't check his credentials.
Everybody has a million frequent flyer miles being in the military.
But then if he wants to take the train, no, that
doesn't work.
That doesn't.
Or a monorail. I feel like that's what he's taking. That was the longest fucking monorail too, in the Hawaii scene with that stupid. With that
I'm talking at the end.
Oh yeah, when
he gets on
that guy was fighting with him.
He just flew from Hawaii to
he was boarding
Nevada?
helicopters. Yeah,
Nevada, and then he's like, "Hey, can I get on the train?" They're like, "No."
Oh, this is a mission. All right, well, I'm one of you guys. I don't care. I can stop the bomb. Okay, shut up, jerk. So where were we? He goes
he's
to
in Japan.
Okinawa, and he gets his father, who we then find out is Bryan Cranston. I almost said it again. It's Bryan Cranston. Why am I saying Michael Cranston?
I don't know who Michael Cranston is.
Because I got the fucking stupid Office in my head. And Michael Scott. And Bryan Cranston's his dad, and he's telling him that he's been listening. He's been hearing. There was something that's been dormant since the outbreak, that they believe it wasn't an issue with the plant that they were at. You know, it wasn't an outbreak. There was something that caused that, a living being, and not just some malfunction at the plant. And he said he heard something talking back to something, but didn't know what it was. And we cut to Ken Watanabe.
No. They cut to probably my favorite, one of my favorite shots in the movie, which is where they go to the remains of the town.
Oh, that was cool. Yeah,
where
they're on that boat.
He's on the boat, and you see like the picture of his like gas mask, him sitting in the boat. I'm just like, man, that's really eerie looking.
That was cool when he took the mask off too. There's nothing in the air. It should be toxic. We should be dead. I like Bryan Cranston.
And then they get captured by, I guess, the people who work at the plant.
Yeah, the new plant that they were rebuilding.
Yeah.
And they get taken there, and Bryan Cranston.
That's
that
introduction
was a cool scene too.
Ken Watanabe.
Watanabe and Sally Hawkins.
Ken Watanabe just fucking stole this movie.
Ken Watanabe's go watch Last Samurai. He was in Inception. He was really good in Inception too.
Was he in Dark Knight? I heard he was in Dark Knight. Or no,
he was Begins. He was one of the ninjas in the League of Shadows, and he was the guy in the beginning. He's a good actor, man. He's been in a lot of stuff. So they're captured. Bryan Cranston and Aaron Taylor Johnson get separated. And how much of a Steven Spielberg name did Aaron Taylor Johnson have in that movie? Ford Brody. I mean, it just sounded like E.T. or Jaws. I mean, Jaws, the chief is Brody. I was like, this is such a monster movie hero name, Ford Brody. And
I didn't even know his name. I knew it was Brody. Now that you say that, I didn't know that was his last name.
And I thought that scene where Bryan Cranston was in looked like the supply closet.
Yeah, it was a slash interrogation
and
room.
It just happened. Yeah, there happened to be a two-sided mirror there. Yeah, that's strange.
Did they? I don't know. That was a weird.
And it just seemed a little out of place to me. But I mean, the delivery, his performance there, his voice was cracking. Yeah, he was. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you anymore. And then he looked out and he was yelling at Ken Watanabe, and and he knew the whole time. Ken Watanabe, he knew something was going on. And is that when they finally? Well, there's this thing. I don't know how to describe that thing that was in the middle of the plant that was getting fed the
radiation.
Yeah, I mean, was that part of the monster?
That was the monster. Wasn't it like its cocoon?
I guess that would make sense. I didn't know if that was just something that they had made and they were shooting the stuff into the ground, and because it kept on. Yeah, I guess you're right. Because then when you see it, every time it was eating something, it lit up a little bit. There was, and it was feeding, and it finally had enough. And
now that monster that comes out, it reminded me of another monster from a different film.
Reminded me a little bit of the Cloverfield monster.
Is that what it was?
That's what I thought. The way the arms or the legs, whatever, was like it was coming out of the body. It was really long. I didn't know if they were trying to, because they didn't call it Mothra. What do they call it? A Muto or a Muta or something? Like there was, It was an acronym. It meant something. But yeah, to me, it put me in mind of the monster from Cloverfield a little bit. The nose didn't quite match up, but I thought the body was a little similar.
The nose is what it reminded me of an exact. I want to say it might have been. Oh, it's going to bug me. I want to say it might have been Starship Troopers.
Which thing in Starship Troopers? There was a couple things in That's, by the way, really underrated movie. I like Starship Troopers a lot.
One of the
the soldier guys.
Yeah, don't they have like a pointy
the bugs?
Nose?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, because they were biting people's arms and legs off and shit, and then they had the big vagina looking monster at the end.
I saw that when I was really young, and even like young me was like, that thing.
That's what it looked like.
I was like,
what was the first vagina you saw? This is Starship Troopers.
I'm like, that thing's a vagina or a butthole.
No,
because it's kind of like really
that
pruny.
Thing came out of it, the weird clit that came out of it, and was sucking guys' heads up. It's a good movie. It's a really good movie.
Neil Patrick Harris, man.
Yeah, he was the doctor. Zegama Beach. So the thing.
How else do you segue back?
Yeah, he this Mudo, as that they ended up calling it, later on in the film, had eaten enough and was coming out of his cocoon, which would make sense.
I believe what happened was, correct me if I'm wrong, they had stopped the radiation or something along those lines, and that's kind of what forced it out. They did something.
Well, there was
an EMP.
Yeah, they were getting the same kind of readings that they were the day before. So I don't know if they forced it out or if it was like it had matured. If it had built up to that. Maybe that's what it was, because later on in the movie, when you find out that they had mated, or it was that the call, the thing that Bryan Cranston had heard was a mating call. Maybe he had matured and he was coming out of the cocoon, and that's what had happened earlier. But that was the other thing too. Like in the beginning of the movie, when that outbreak or whatever it was happened, where Juliette Binoche dies. You don't really, like, there was no monster. There was no explanation for it. Like, it happened, and then we were 15 years in the future, They didn't, like, Bryan Cranston kind of thought that there was something more than just a radiation breakdown or whatever. So, I mean, I don't know. Did that thing come back, and they've been holding it since then for 15 years? Like,
I'm not sure. There's a lot of things I'm going to have to rewatch this movie, too.
Yeah, I really wanted to go see it again. I said, I would really like to go see this again. Didn't happen. We went to Target.
Target.
So yeah, the thing comes out. It breaks out of its cocoon and fucking wreaks havoc. And then all of a sudden, I was like, "Is that wings? It's got wings." Well, it ends up killing.
I swear, I wanted nothing more than to see Godzilla rip that thing's wings off.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I liked what we ended up getting though.
Yeah,
that was a really cool shot.
But I just wanted it. I wanted there to be a fight in which like it kept flying away and attacking. So that's how like Godzilla got pissed that it kept flying.
Yeah.
And then you would just
that would have been kind of cool. Fuck this.
And then it would have to fight him on land because his wings were fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd been so good.
That other one was fucking huge though. The female was massive. So Bryan Cranston ends up getting critically hurt in this battle, and dying very shortly after in the helicopter. And he tells his son, go protect your family. And then this is where, as far as that character went nowhere for the next hour.
That's where it ended.
Yeah, I was like, it's just like I want to see Godzilla. And
then every town he went to, this fucking creature followed.
Yeah,
he
just happened to be there. I forget where they.
He went to Hawaii.
Next. Yeah, well, that's when we see Godzilla for the first time, right? Isn't that where? I thought it was Hawaii at that luau. He finally surfaces.
You're correct. You're correct because that's when you see it in like the TV, and then it cuts away, and you never see the first fight between the two creatures.
And it wasn't very long. It wasn't a very long fight, but we got to see our first really good look
of Go Godzilla.
Godzilla, who was fucking incredible. The way they made him look. That was Weta again, the people who did Lord of the Rings and the new who did the Planet of the Apes movies. They're incredible. They are whizzes.
So that was all motion capture?
I'm not sure. I think so. I'd like to think so now after seeing it. It looked fucking incredible. And he was massive. And he was big. I don't know. There was one scene when they were on that boat and he was swimming underneath the boat and the camera was above them and you could see it through the water. I was like, that is so cool. Gareth Edwards. I know he directed a movie called Monsters.
Have you never seen it?
I've not seen it. Is it good?
Watch it.
That's what I've gotten from everyone who's seen it.
You've gotten that very generic.
Yeah,
it's a movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth giving a look if you've got nothing else to watch.
There's pictures,
but but I mean, he really did a good job.
It's really foreign, if not all subtitles. There are a lot of subtitles.
That's no big deal for me.
And it's mostly about this guy and this girl who go, to I think another country. It's been a long time since I watched it, so. But they're in a country and they're trying to get out of this country. And the only way to do that is to go through the jungle where the monsters are.
Okay. And these like big monsters, like Godzilla, Cloverfield-esque monsters? Or?
I don't think they're that big. I think it's more, I got the feeling of Lost.
Oh.
When like the creature, you just saw like trees shake and shit like that, you know? It was a typewriter. I don't care what it was.
I don't know what the hell that was. That makes sense. The fucking smoke monster.
Every time it heard the noise, I was like, is that Ghost Rider? What's happening?
That's Angela Lansbury at the beginning of Murder, She Wrote. So, yeah, we see Godzilla for the first... I mean, I don't know.
Every shot of Godzilla in this was perfect.
Yeah, it was fucking great.
I didn't see one fucking shot of him where I was like, that was unnecessary.
Everything was good. And, I mean, like, there were reviews that I read before going into the movie, and they were like, oh, it's good, but you don't see the monsters enough. Honestly, I thought we got enough of the monsters. We'd seen... I wanted to get more of a story with the humans, you know? Because, like I said, at that end, there was that weird stare down between Aaron Taylor Johnson and Godzilla. There was like
a mutual respect.
There was that look. Like, you go take care of the bomb. I'm going to go take care of these monsters, and we're going to...
Okay, now I got to tell you my favorite part of the movie.
Which was?
The fucking absolute best thing that happened in movies this year, I'll say, is when Ken Watanabe delivers that line about nature and follows it up with, let them fight.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy, I'm getting goosebumps talking
it's
about
happening.
it. When he's like, let them fight, and I'm like, shit's about to go down.
Watanabe's good. That was a really good line.
I was so pumped. So when he fucking dropped that thing,
I can't believe I'm gushing about this movie. And even the evil monsters, they made them sweet. Because when they found each other, when they finally came together, they did they gave Eskimo kisses. I was like, that is so cute.
Well, I mean...
Let's go kill Godzilla, sweetie.
You gotta...
Okay.
You know, they made the creatures...
Human.
Creatures.
Yeah, but they humanized them a lot, though, too, I thought.
They are, you know, their nature.
Yeah.
The the fact that they're killing hundreds and thousands of people trying to get across country to meet each other, that's irrelevant to them.
Yeah.
They don't know.
But I don't feel they weren't trying to do that. They're just too big. We're in this little world, and there's these little they're ants to us.
And like Godzilla, they show him when he's going towards those boats. When you see the shot of the Navy, I guess. And he, the waves come in, and then he stops. Like you're like, oh, Godzilla knows what he's doing.
Well, the shot on the Golden Gate Bridge, there was where they shut off the bridge, and the guy in the bus with the kids was like, "Fuck this, I'm going." They started shooting, and I felt like Godzilla stood up and took the fucking bullets for the kids. That's what I thought. That's what I took from that shot.
I mean, that's a big.
But I mean, I just that's what I felt. I was like, holy shit! I'm like, because he knew he wasn't gonna. What is that to him? It's an itch. It's nothing. But I thought he took those bullets for to prevent them from going into the kids, to going onto everybody that was on the bridge. He was incredible.
Yeah, they made him a hero.
Oh my God, they made him the hero. Yeah,
they fucking nailed this movie, man. The more I'm talking about it with you, the more excited I'm getting.
I want to go see it again. Like I want to go see it right now. It was really. I want to see it in IMAX now. You know what I mean? Like I want to see.
You want to see Godzilla?
Yeah. I was as soon as when I first seen him, I was like, man, because we could have went, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna fucking spend the extra money. It's gonna, I think it's gonna be good, but I don't know how good it's gonna be. There's a lot of times I go into the movies and it's just like it doesn't live up, and it was like instant. I was like, fuck, we should have went and seen this in IMAX. It would have been so great just to see it, and the music was really good. And what I dug was that the guy, he built the tension. He really built the tension. I know you saw those Mudos first, but when he didn't show you Godzilla until you fucking had to see Godzilla, and there was no question he was the hero.
Yeah, even everything Ken Watanabe says about like the creature, he's like this alpha creature, he's coming. Yeah, like, he's gonna come, and when he does, nature's gonna happen.
Yeah,
and like, oh God, I'm getting so pumped. Anyways,
I like that he referred to him as a god.
Yeah. In the people who are complaining about this movie about not seeing the creatures enough.
Yeah, they would just. I don't know.
It's because he's building tension. He's holding those. He's letting you see Godzilla enough, and then when the fight happens at the end, you're like, oh, finally, I'm relieved. Like it's happening. I
read an interview with this guy Gareth Edwards, the guy who directed it, and he said Stephen King said something one time where if you show the monster or the villain too early, the audience gets taken out of it because they know they can plan for what they're dealing with. They know what they're dealing with. So the fact that he built it and built it and built it and built it, and then bam, there it is. Here's Godzilla. Here's these two fucking monsters. We're heading for this big cataclysmic fucking showdown.
The way he did that with the two monsters, because he showed you the young or the male first.
Yeah.
So you kind of knew. And then, but he waited for the female.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, she was meaner, and she was fucking
bigger and meaner.
Yeah,
and
that was that too. Like when they blew up her hive, where all the babies were.
She stopped, and she's like,
yeah, she knew it, and she fucking cried, or she gave out that scream. I was like, I felt a little bad, I was like, we're son of a bitches, we're assholes. It was really good, and then so they fucking. These Mudos, they destroy. They're feeding. They're looking for the female wants to give birth, but in meantime they're feeding. So they
I feel
find
like they
submarine.
held that bomb because they were going to feed it to the children.
Well, no, they were that bomb at the end was supposed to draw them
into the
ocean, and then they were going to drop another bigger bomb that was supposed to destroy them.
Oh, see, I thought that bomb was supposed to.
It was like bait. No, it was like a bait. Yeah. But and then they destroy Vegas. They fucking leveled Las Vegas. That was cool.
Yeah, you don't see too many fights in Vegas.
No, the only thing that comes to mind is that one Resident Evil movie.
Is it Mars Attacks in Vegas?
Yeah, that's a good movie. Mars Attacks is a really good movie. I can't believe you're bringing up a Tim Burton film.
Yeah. That movie's bigger than Tim Burton.
What do you mean that movie's bigger? That's his movie.
Yeah.
You're nuts.
Did he write it?
I can check.
I doubt it.
So,
I wish I would have had exact examples from Ken Watanabe's speeches because I'm sorry. After that, dude, like
you want to go look at his whole filmography?
Yeah, not his whole filmography. I want to hear every word he said out of that movie again.
Yeah, he's got a very thick.
And the first time he's like Godzilla, I kind of giggled. He's like
Godzilla. Yeah, I was waiting for it. I gripped Kristen's arm. I was like, there
oh my! And at the beginning, when the radiation, like the plant first blew up, and you just see all the Asian people running out, I'm like.
But it was cool. I mean, I felt like this guy set out to make a modern day Godzilla movie, and he totally succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he brought, and that's what I like to see. I see like the old Freddy Krueger movies, and I'm like, I would love to see them made now with the resources that are there, and with better actors and stuff like that. And I feel like this guy went, and there was the right amount of camp, there was the right amount of everything. There was that scene on the train tracks, the Stand By Me scene.
I was say that's Stand By Me. I leaned over to my friend in the theater and I was like, dude, they just fucking ripped off Stand By Me.
And
like
he made
3
that
times.
ridiculous like death plunge and he lives, you know? But I mean it was cool. And then it all led up to this big massive fucking fight at the end between Godzilla and the two Mutos,
mm-hmm.
which was incredible. He finally Godzilla powers up, gets the homing beacon up his tail, out his mouth, and there's the blue radiation fire, which was fucking incredible. And I don't know if they took the roar from the older movies, but whatever it was perfect.
I think it's a mixture of like an elephant and
I could see that.
And like a lion.
But I feel like
it's like really high pitched. So I think it's an elephant.
But it sounds just like that's what I know Godzilla to sound like.
Mm-hmm.
The little bit that I've seen. Like I remember when I was a kid, they used to be on like Channel 9 and stuff.
I have 11. The animated series sitting right on my shelf.
And have you watched it yet?
I rebought it. So well, I mean, I'll go through it then. But I picked up Godzilla 2000 and.
Oh, why did you buy that?
It was less than $5.
Wow, it's a bad movie.
See, I watched it as a kid, so I enjoyed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was in high school. I was like, this is. I remember it was all a bunch of little Godzillas and stuff. It was weird.
Yeah, I know that. It kind of turns into Jurassic Park at the end. Like it's.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. They were hatching eggs and shit. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of that movie. There aren't a lot of fans of that movie. My favorite shot in that movie was the super fucking hero shot that he gave him when he rips the head off of the Muto, and he just fucking looks up. And he's holding this fucking head in his hands. It was so cool.
Because he's the alpha predator.
Oh, it was so
Oh my god. At the
cool.
end when they show like him leaving Nevada and it says King of Monsters, hero, savior of the city, ?
Yeah.
Like I'm just like I was like I love Godzilla now. That movie made me love Godzilla.
It made me want to go and watch all the other movies.
It made me want to be like a Godzilla fan. Like,
yeah, I want to get into the mythology. I want to know all the other
creatures.
Yeah. Tim Burton does not look like he wrote Mars Attacks.
Suck it.
There's a lot of no, not Tim Burton. Okay. Whatever, he's still a great director. that was the best shot.
Dabba dabba.
Yabba dabba doo. And then finally Aaron Taylor Johnson's character gets on a boat. They have this, like I said, they have this weird stare down where like it's understood what each of them has to do in order to, I'll save the humans and you can save the humans as well. We're in it together. And he gets on the boat and he can't do what he's supposed to do. Stop the bomb. And does the bomb go off? I forget.
No, he can't get the
casing or whatever. Yeah, he can't open it up.
So he was just taking the boat as far out into the bay as possible. That was the plan.
But then he ends up getting saved, though.
It was Batman. It was just Batman, it was Batman.
Yeah. He ends up getting saved.
When he first put the autopilot in, I was like, he fixed the autopilot.
And he gets saved, pulled up on the helicopter. And
I assume the bomb goes off.
I don't remember if they showed that or not. And then all they show is the wreckage and Ken Watanabe and Sally Hawkins standing in front of a fallen Godzilla. And then all of a sudden, he wakes up. But
he's just a giant loyal dog. Like,
yeah, he was cute. He was great. I don't know. They did a really good job. They did a really, really good job with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he wakes up and dusts himself off and jumps back into the ocean. And we'll see a Godzilla too. It's
the way it just ended too. Like he went in the ocean, it gave that shot of the calm water. So you're like, okay, everything's okay, and then it ended, and then you're like, but I know.
Yeah, he's coming back. Well, he's there to protect us. We can sleep sound because Godzilla's under the water somewhere. It's good. I wonder what they're gonna do now with the next one. You know, it made like 93 million.
I mean, what is
huge?
Does it follow? Let's talk about that. Does it follow the same characters? Does it follow Aaron Taylor Johnson?
I mean, you think he's gonna come back and do it? Like, I mean, I could see Ken Watanabe come back and do it.
No, Ken Watanabe better fucking.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna come back.
He's gonna be.
I was waiting for the.
He's
scene
Jeff
Goldblum
them. From Jurassic Park. You know what I mean?
I was waiting for the scene between him and Godzilla because I mean he knew it. He respected him. And
oh my! Well, the scene on the boat where Godzilla's coming and they know it, and he's like, and she's like, "Where are you going?" He's like, "I gotta see this."
Yeah.
He's like, "I gotta be there."
It's
Boom,
like, I've been chasing this thing for forever, my whole life, and it was just good. I mean, I don't know. I mean, now that it's pretty pat that he's the hero, there's gonna be these other villainous monsters that are gonna be unearthed and stuff. You know, that's what I'm how are they gonna do that? Are they gonna discover something? Or is something just gonna that was been dormant for all these years? Are just gonna like come
it can't be happening all the time. Like there can't be this many dormant things.
Yeah, all these crazy monsters. It's like you'll be fucking kidding me. How many more are we? I don't know. Like I said, I give that movie a solid 8 out of 10.
I'll agree with that. 8's a good number.
You know, and then like the only reason that it doesn't get a 10 for me is because of the lack of the
story.
Yeah, well, not so much. There was a good story. The story I dug, but I mean, David Strathairn, the guy who was the
character development.
Yeah, the character development was just. I mean, they put characters there just to have them there.
We need somebody to get from point A to point B, and we can't do it with Godzilla.
No, because he doesn't talk. All he does is growl.
Yeah.
Like it didn't. Like I said, didn't ruin the movie. Didn't take me out of the movie. I just, I didn't really care for them too much. I didn't make a difference to me if he got back to his wife or the kid or whatever. It just.
Oh no, dude! When he's on that monorail and that little Asian kid like gets separated from his parents, I'd have been like, "Look, kid, I got an Olsen sister to fuck. I gotta get out of here."
I wouldn't have been dealing with them. You want my toy? Fuck that! I just had to get arrested and
I just
watch
got
my dad
from my
get
child
killed.
home. He died.
Yeah, like my dad just died. He took me here, and I thought he was crazy. And all these years, 15 years, I haven't spoken with him. He's not crazy. I'm keeping my fucking toy. My son's getting this toy.
Yeah, why didn't he take it to his son? Fucking.
He saw the kid for like 2 fucking minutes.
Yeah, and then he just ran back to his parents.
Yeah.
They didn't even come thank him.
Yeah. So I mean, like, if anything, that's the only thing, and I feel like that's being nitpicky. That's the only thing that I had an issue with Godzilla was the lack of the depth in the characters and stuff, the human characters. And
I'd say my only problem is the lack of depth in the characters, and I did have a little bit of. I wanted to see more Godzilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to see more because I liked him so much.
Yeah.
But that's the director's job
is
to not give me.
Movie.
That's the director's job. That was what I was supposed to say. Right. His job is to give me enough to make me want more, but not enough that I'm like I'm over it.
Yeah, I've seen it
already.
What I mean? I don't need to see it again. A solid movie, solid way to kick off. To me, that was the start of the summer movie season. It wasn't with Spider-Man. That blew that fucking piece of shit out of the water. That made me realize how much I didn't like that movie. But Godzilla is definitely 5-star rated by the Big Screen Small Talk crew. It was really, really good. You got anything else that you want to
I don't really have anything to add. Godzilla was a great movie. Everyone needs to go out and see it. Support your movie theaters.
Yeah, really good movie. So yeah, I guess we'll end up wrapping this rather shorter edition of Big Screen Small Talk.
35 minutes.
That's cool. It is what it is, man.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a good movie and if it doesn't give us, we have nothing to bitch about.
It's even better.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, well, this week actually, Friday is opening of X-Men: Days of Future Past, so we're gonna go see that either together or separately as we did.
One or the other.
Yeah, and we're gonna next Tuesday. I'm assuming we'll end up having that review up for you guys. We have a couple other shows that are in the can that are coming out, and got a lot of exciting things going on over here. So keep listening. Check us out on Facebook.
Facebook.com/Big Screen Small Talk.
And at Twitter.
At BSST Podcast.
Like us, subscribe to the YouTube page, and thanks for listening. We appreciate it. I'm Anthony Matola.
I'm Ryan Waltz.
And we'll see you when we see you.